Hey guys, my friend Kid here coming to you again. As said, here to give my overview of the entire series of a great series known as Transformers Prime. The series lasted 3 seasons, 65 episodes, and one upcoming movie that's coming to kind of finish off everything this fall. I wanted to talk about this series for a while because, first of all, this was a great series that I always recommend to certain people to give it a try. If you have Netflix, the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. You can try it out. You may like it, you may not like it. If you are a Transformers fan, then yeah, you're gonna pretty much enjoy this. The first thing I will say, it does have the movie-esque feel to it. However, it's basically what the movies were not. Now, the one thing I also loved about this series when it first came out was the fact that it kind of brought me back to my childhood, back to being when I grew up watching the original series, the G1 series, and hearing Mr. Peter Cullen and Frank Welker's voice come out of their respective characters, and we got to hear that in this. Hearing Steve Bloom, another favorite voiceover actor of mine, voice coming out of Starscream was fine. I didn't mind. It was great. And I thought the series just really paid homage to that G1 series. Basically showcasing that, it was a battle against the Autobots and the Decepticons, but it was also a battle that involved the humans, and they played a big role in there, something that in the movies they really didn't kind of showcase a lot. We got to really get to know the characters of Jack and Nico and Raphael and Agent Fowler and all of them very well. The chemistry that they had with their Autobot Cybertronian friends really played well in this series, and you can understand why the series won daytime Emmys. Okay, I did not mind that it didn't have every Autobot or every Decepticon in the series. I wish it did, but I did like some of the how can I say it, the newer incarnations of some of the characters. For example, Wheeljack. Wheeljack in the original series was kind of like the brains of the Autobots. He was the inventor, everything like that. He's the one that created the Dinobots. And unfortunately, in this one, he became more of the badass ninja-esque type character that, didn't take any crap from anybody. He played by his own rules. He wasn't really easy to follow orders. He kind of was like the loner for a while. But then later on in the series, he started becoming a part of, the team. I think one of my favorite characters besides Optimus, and was the fact that I would have to say RC really stole the show in the series. RC was never looked at in the original series, and so on and so forth, as a major stay-along character, and that was kind of sad because she was like the first female Cybertronian, and you would think they would put a little bit more impact on her, but they didn't. And in this series, they really played her up so well and so vividly that I loved it. I was like, wow, this RC I'm liking. They made her kind of come off as being, she didn't kind of want to be with a partner anymore because of what happened to, her cliff jumper in the miniseries at first. And, she was kind of really reluctant of having a partner again, but we saw that she really started to come really like the big sister s to Jack, and Jack had his problems, but it was just really, they showcased that very well. The Autobots really became a part of like a bigger family, between the humans. You know what I'm saying? It just showcased why the humans were such a great allies to the Autobots and why helping them defeat the Decepticons. I love the fact that they paid homage to Megatron, keeping him kind of in his classic G1 look. It was kind of a homage to it, a little bit, as well as his movie look, but more homage to the G1 look. Like I said, there were a couple of characters I wish, like for the Decepticons, I wish they had brought. For example, more of the flyers, because the Decepticons are more flyers. So I would love to see Starscream. Yeah, we saw Starscream, but Starscream and Thundercracker and Skywarp and people like that. It just we got to see Shockwave, and Shockwave came off very imposing. He was like very imposing, and that really intrigued me a lot. But when they had Breakdown and all of them, the other characters, I thought it was interesting that they would have Decepticons who didn't follow the routine of being flyers, because mostly Decepticons are flyers. But it was fine. Breakdown and them was fine. This was just a really good show, guys. It saddens me that the show has ended. And the same thing was when they started to bring in the Predacons. I really thought they were going to start going really with the Insecticon. They did the Insecticons, but I'm talking some of in the G1 series we got to see more of the Insecticons. Like Scorponok and people like that. I thought they would have brought in them. But we started to hear that a lot of the other Decepticons and Autobots are scattered all over, once again, paying more homage to the movieverse as well as in terms of the movieverse. Bumblebee not being able to talk, he found out, he had that little buzzing noises that he would make, and only, for some reason, only Raphael could understand it, and things like that. And, I first I wasn't really liking that. I was like, I don't like that. You're like, why can't they just have Bumblebee talk, until later on in the last season, we finally got to hear him talk, and I think like I said, I think it was Will Ferrell who did the voice, and it was fine, When I look back at the first episode, which was the miniseries, until now, overall I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this Transformers series is right up there with some of my favorite Transformers series, like the original G1 series and Beast Wars and Transformers Armada, and shows like that, Transformers shows like that. Each episode really told a good story. I applaud the writers and the creative teams on the series and everybody behind it, the voiceover actors, everybody who was involved in the show. I pay a lot of respects to, because as a Transformers fan, you want to see them do a good job. And this show came out right when Hasbro, because Hasbro is owns the hub, and we saw the Transformers Prime and G.I. Joe Renegades. And however, while G.I. Joe Renegades was okay, but it only got one season. Transformers Prime took off very quickly after that first season, and people just wanted to see more and more and more, and it really, really paid so much respect to classic characters, giving them maybe an upgrade and everything like that, when it just really was just so good. I never really was like, you know, I don't care about this episode. No, I watched every episode and loved it, and it was like it was a must to watch for me. Sure, this series kind of was going from different time periods. Like it would start on this day and it end on this day. You know, it was really crazy at times, but overall, the series was great, and I always recommend, you know, people to check it out. You know, and as always, what I do for my recaps and my slash reviews of the series, I always put a link if you ever missed the series, and if you need to catch up on the series, I'll give you a link. There will be a link in the description where you can watch the entire season for free, no problem, no hassle, no nothing. But if you have Netflix, the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. You can watch it there and tell me, hey, you know what, Chris, you're right, this was a good show. And I'm not even the biggest Transformers fan, but you really get in from the character development to the characters, the storytelling, the subplots, the whole 9 yard of the series is so good and so much refreshing for even the most light-hearted and most fulfilled Transformers fans like yours truly here. It's just so great to watch. I do recommend the series, guys. The series was great. I can't wait till they wrap it up with this movie that's coming out this fall. I think it's a TV movie. I think it's called Predacon Rises. If I remember the synopsis, what I read, it's basically Unicron inhabits Megatron's body, and it's up to the Autobots, the Decepticons, and the Predacons to come together to face this foe. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with this, and yeah, I'm looking forward, guys. Transformers Prime, what a great show. I wish it didn't end. I mean, Hub, I thought y'all said y'all signed this series for 6 seasons, but I guess something happened. And, you know, we're starting to see that a lot. You know, great shows only last in 3, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and they get canceled. You know, it's sad. It's very sad, especially for somebody like me who doesn't have a lot of new animated series to watch, who still loves cartoons and will always love cartoons no matter how old I get. And, you know, still see sometimes the quality of shows, comparing it to qualities of shows like Transformers Prime, it's like, no. And the CGI worked and everything. But it was a great show. But other than that, guys, this is M.V.K, the Honorable Warrior himself, saying thank you. Peace, one love, stay tuned, keep real, guys. Hopefully we'll get another Transformers cartoon sometime in the future. And other than that, you guys tell me what you thought about the whole series of Transformers Prime. You guys take care.